the more serious thing is really about this idea of a nature. That I think the very last things you said about we wouldn't understand our subject matter unless we looked at moral reasons suggest that you might have said we wouldn't have a nature here unless there were moral reasons for it.
Yes, I might have said that.
And so the interesting, important thing is to look for all the explanatory factors which entitle us to say we've got something here, a kind of thing, something of nature, a kind of reality. Even though this reality is extremely fragile in a way that the nature that's studied by natural sciences, for example, it is not fragile and that has its own fragilities, but it's independent of human thinking, whereas our subject matter could, in a certain sense, just be willed away, thought away. Let's opt for a different form of life in which it's of no interest whether we're following law or not. Let's just go, and we could all do that, and then, or we could not do something so radical, just modify it and keep on calling it law, but allow it to have very different features. And one by one we might take away at some of the 8 fuller features of the rule of law and scrap some of them. What's interesting then is what's the reason for hanging into this set of values, for example. Each of them, one by one, and why are they set? And it turns out there's a moral reason for having them. So that's where I think we're all radically different from Bentham, and radically different from Kelsen, who somehow, both of whom somehow thought that they could say many things about the nature without talking about the reasons for it. Or even though Bentham was tremendously interested in reasons of a sort, improving the world for reasons.
I think Kelsen's a better example than Bentham of what you were describing, because Bentham presented this as not being interested in the reasons, but of course the reasons in a way embraced it all. There were further reasons for being interested in law, conceived as he conceived it, and they were his own utilitarian reasons.
Yeah.
Kelsen is much more purist about it than that. But yes, I mean, so your worry turns out to be a worry about, not about the, well, I'm not sure. Suppose we did all decide in our wisdom to pursue a different form of life. We had an apocalypse. Law no longer suited our mutated natures as human beings. Well, it wouldn't follow from the end of our use for law that we had ended our use for the concept of law, because we might still be interested in history, and we might still write the history of law. In fact, we might say that history is the way we want to make progress in our now otherwise unhappy state. We want to start writing about how things were, and to do that we use our concept of law. Now, there might also be conceptual change, but that's a rather different case, isn't it? The conceptual change is rather independent of change in the conditions of life, because it's easy to imagine that world where people still have the concept of law but have no law.
Well, what I think, I mean, maybe you can imagine something more adequately than I can, but I think the alternatives to law are either anarchy or tyranny, and anarchy tends to be the tyranny of the strong man next, down the road. So, one or another form. I mean, of course, people have imagined, like Marx and sort of imagined that something that wasn't tyranny, and it wasn't anarchy in our present sense, but it was not law. But he and his followers had the greatest difficulty in cashing that out in terms of a real sequence of human interactions that we can make sense of.